Yeah, the most cases we see where we have the most success with are concussions and brain injuries. Different types of symptoms like dizziness, nausea, headaches, fatigue, and concentration problems. Well, first what we do is a very comprehensive interview. We learn as much as possible about their symptoms, in their own words, what can they do in their daily lives they used to be able to do, they can't do now. And then we follow that up with a very thorough examination. And essentially we're testing as many things as we can having to do with brain function and nervous system function, looking at how everything works. If we see certain things that are not what they should be or exceptionally bad, we want to test that a little bit in more detail. And then we'll use different types of machines and test apparatuses to further test that, to quantify it with numbers or to get more detail in the nature of the test. If we find something in the test that is not easy, what we want to do is first quantify and then try to train that, and at a later point remeasure the function and see how much improvement have we gotten, and then also what is the subjective nature of the patient and how do they feel as far as improvement goes after the training. Our typical protocol is we're busy for a week training the patient 3 times a day. Every training is an hour or so per time, or per treatment is an hour. And what we're doing is starting them off very gentle. We want to see kind of where they're at as far as everything they're doing should be a little bit difficult, but not too difficult, and at the same time not too easy. We want to always be pushing them right to the edge, where if we go a little harder, it's going to be too much. That's how we see such quick changes. So essentially we want to start them off and then slowly build them up progressively over time. And eventually they notice they feel the differences, and when we eventually see the differences in the testing. So we use different types of neuromodulation techniques. That's essentially different types of devices which will stimulate areas of the brain or areas of the nervous system, peripheral nerves or brain cells. We use a lot of functional training in the sense that we want to exercise the eyes, usually quite a bit, and also, if applicable, balance function. A lot of people by the 2nd or 3rd day already tell me that they've noticed things are different, and I always ask in detail, what do you notice that's different? And they say, yeah, this thing that I haven't been able to do for a while, maybe it's reading, maybe it's just walking down a busy street, maybe their stability and balance feels a bit better already, or some people, a lot of people actually feel a lot clearer in the head, usually by day 2 or day 3. So a lot of the brain fog starts to dissipate, usually during the week that we're busy. Other people, it might take a bit longer, but as long as we notice improvements with the objective testing, we know that eventually they're going to feel that difference over time. The majority of people after those 5 days, they're going to go home and they're going to do a continuation of some of the exercises that we've been doing in the whole week. We try to make those as reasonable as possible as far as they're busy for just a short period, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, once or twice, maybe 3 times a day, depending on what I think they need further. They do those exercises for about a month, and then we see them again for another follow-up. At that point, we retest certain things and let them fill in a questionnaire again to see is there further improvement than what we had after the 5 days. And a lot of people notice that after the 5 days, functions are much better, they're feeling much better. And a lot notice too that after that extra month, they're even better than they were before. And I tell people a lot of time it's like a learning process. So if they learn it and you learn it very well, it should be there for forever. So a lot of the improvements that we see, whether it's with ocular motor function, balance function, vestibular function, or cognitive function, those are more or less permanent.